Right, so here is how I print the arrays. I split it into two cycles because the length of these two arrays is not the same. So if you will try to access number on index 6 in this array, your application would crash. So here I print the first array. I print while I is smaller than length of our first array. I am using the print function. After this cycle, I print the end of line. The second cycle does pretty much the same, only this time I am printing while I is smaller than length of second array. Then we get to the application. There are a couple of ways you can solve this problem, but since the length of our two arrays is different, I choose to pick biggest number from first and then check whether it is bigger than every number in second. If it is bigger than every number in second array, it must be the biggest. But if it is smaller than at least one number in the second array, it's not the biggest. So here's the code. I declared variable called biggest yet, and I initialize it to 0. Then I go through every number in first array, and if it is bigger than whatever it is in this variable, it is the biggest yet. So I set it as a value to this variable. After this cycle, I have the biggest number from first array stored in the variable biggest yet. Now, I have also Boolean value, which indicates whether the biggest number is in first array. It is set to true because right now the biggest number is in first array. But if at least one number in second array is bigger, I set it to false. Now, I go through every number in second array using this cycle. And if the number on index I is bigger than our biggest yet, it means that it is bigger than the biggest from first number. So I set it as the biggest yet. And I also set the Boolean variable, which indicates whether the number is from first array, to false, because right now we know that the biggest number must be in second array. After this cycle, I have the biggest number stored in biggest yet variable, and I have the information whether it is in first or second array stored in this Boolean variable. So what I'm gonna do now is use this Boolean variable to print the result. So if this variable is true, the number is in first array. But if it is false, that means else, it must be in second array. And that's it. If you have any questions, just ask, and I will see you next time.